Hey guys, MonkeyDKS here, and today I am here with a tutorial on how to make a refillable cart dispenser. I'm going to break this video into 3 parts. I'm going to talk about the problem, I'm going to show you the dispenser and how to build it, and then I'm going to show you a little bit about a station design that I came up with around it, which you're welcome to use or ignore. I am using Minecraft 13W04A, so this is a 1.5 snapshot because it uses hoppers. So keep that in mind if you want to rebuild this later. Let's get started. The problem. When you have a dispenser on a track, you can spit out a cart, and that's wonderful. But there's no way to suck the cart back in. So that's annoying. So you have to break the cart, manually remember to put it back in the dispenser, and fine, you can do that, but it also only holds 9 slots, so what can we do about that? Well, I saw they added the new dropper block. I said, ooh, maybe the dropper block will work. No, it doesn't work by hitting it. It doesn't work by powering it. Alright, that would have been neat. I could put some hoppers behind that and blah, blah, blah. Okay, no. Well, I also figured, okay, hopper, I know that won't work because then it would collect the carts with the chests, and that would make them completely useless. But, worth a try. Didn't work. Came up with this idea. Not the worst idea. Game mode 0, where when you get to the station, you end up with your cart. You break the cart, grab it, you jump up, you throw it in the hopper, and then it'll go into the double chest, into the hopper, back into the dispenser. But I can't make it so it's on the same level, which would be awesome, because you can't pull out of a chest unless you're below, and so that was annoying. And this really only holds 73 carts. There are 54 slots in a double chest, plus 10 there, 5 each, and then 9, so you end up with 73. You could also do something just very simple with this design, where you would break it, and then just have it pop in there, and then come down here. But again, we have the same problem. Now the dispenser's lower than the track. If you want to get them on the same height, that is difficult. Okay, so let's look at the refillable dispenser. So this is what I came up with as an idea. Cacti, anyway, it's the only thing that I could come up with that can break a cart back into its item. So what I mean by that is you have a full cart, it hits a cactus, it becomes an item, and it drops. Great. This is really good, really useful. You surround a cactus by a bunch of hoppers, and this is probably more than you need in many ways. But I did get from there a minecart in the dispenser. So let's fill up this dispenser. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And I come over here, and I can see all of the carts made it in. The problem with this system is if an item hits the cactus, okay, so if the cart hits the cactus, it always does. But if the cart breaks into the item and then the item hits the cactus, it'll destroy the item. So then it won't fall. So you do occasionally lose 1 or 2, and that's really annoying. Ignore this. This is just to empty the dispenser here. But let's look at how to actually build one of these things. So to do it, you need 23 building blocks, 10 hoppers, and I actually think you can do it with 9, 1 block of sand, and 1 cactus. This stuff here is, I'm just going to grab this because I want to use that as the feeder line. So I come over here. This is block number 23. I'm not going to actually count these, but I did already. You start here, and you put your block of sand down. On top of that, you put a cactus, which will eventually grow into 3 cactus. Cacti, 3 tall anyway, hate that word. Then you figure out which direction you want your dispenser in. In this case, I'm going to put my dispenser, let's go this way. I have a dispenser here. So, to attach a hopper to something, in case you don't know, if you're facing the ground when you click, your hopper will always face down. If you're facing something else, and so I hold down shift, I click on here, now it's facing that way. If I face this side, holding down shift, and I click, it'll go over here. So anything that I throw in this hopper will end up in this one. That's just how hoppers work, and that's what we're going to do. Is we're going to hold down shift, we're going to click, we're going to click, 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 stopped saying it because that got annoying. So now I have a circle of hoppers coming around. This is 9 of them, you'll notice. And all of them are feeding into this one eventually, and then into the dispenser. So if I were to, I'm going to take this one so I don't have to get another one, I would end up with that there, no matter where I throw it. So now let's say we're going to have our input line coming from, okay, here. What I want to do is I want to put this block at the same height as the bottom of the cactus 2 blocks away. So there are 2 blocks here. Let me do this up here. So it's 2 blocks this way, and then this is equal height. I'm just going to put a powered block here, and again, this is all stuff that you don't need to do because this is just the line, the rail that you have feeding into it. So this is the incoming rail. Now what I want to do is I want to put one more hopper here, just in case it falls back far, and then I want to surround this, oops, I want to surround all of this with a wall. And this is where the building blocks come in. Actually don't need that one, but I'm going to put one here. Oop, I didn't need that. Okay. And then if I get rid of the corners, my math works, and that becomes 28 blocks. So now if I put a cart here, it breaks, comes over here, and ends up in here with the hopper. Okay? And it's really that simple to make. But what can we do with that? Well, let's say we had a station here. This is the incoming line from another station, and this is where you're going to end up on this gold block. If I put a cart here and I'm in it, because of the way the cart mechanics work, when you jump out, you land in a certain place. So I put a piston here that retracts that gold block every time you stand on these plates. And every time you get out of a cart, I end up in the same place, so I can do that. It's a very simple circuit. It's 2 pieces of dust and a torch. And so this torch is on unless you're standing on that pressure plate, in which case it turns it off and retracts it. That's great. How do we make that into an actual station? Well, here I have the same thing, same purple circuit, and I have 2 more circuits. I have a blue and a green. Well, the blue is this tripwire. Every time I walk on this tripwire, or every time my head goes through the tripwire, it turns on this powered rail. So if I were to dispense a cart here, when I get in the cart, I'm going to break that tripwire. I'm going to cross the tripwire. I'll hop out here, and I'm going to automatically start going without doing anything. Obviously, the green button is to call a cart. Green button's here, 2 lines, powers this block, and turns on the dispenser. The tripwire hook, which is here and on this one, but I'm ignoring this one, has a torch on the back, so that it normally has this powered, which has this torch unpowered, which is underneath the rail. So it's a really simple way to just call a cart. I click this, take my hands off everything. I go down the big tunnel, which is not a very big tunnel. In this case, it just turns around. Now I'm at the other station. I hop out. It goes down and goes into lava. But normally it would go into one of those, but I didn't want to do that yet. So let's go to this side. Now, you'll notice that there is a small bug. So far, I've built all of these stations facing the same way. But now I'm going to turn around 180 degrees, and we're going to have a small problem. I'm going to go on this, I'm going to come around, and then I'm going to hop out. But I've ended up on the other side instead of on this side. So it's a pretty simple fix. I build a little wall right there, hop in the cart. When I hop out, I now end up on the track. Okay, we're getting closer. Let me grab myself a handy-dandy half slab. And that doesn't match at all. I'm going to break that for the lighting glitch. But now when I hop out, I do end up going in the right place. And this one I did actually put the refill dispenser in. You'll notice this time, this block turned yellow, first of all. But as I travel away, a new cart pops out. Well, I put a detector rail here. Don't hop out early. I put a detector rail here so that it comes down below the detector rail, inverts so that it's normally on, thus leaving this torch normally off. This now puts the this now powers this, and everything's good. One problem I had over here, that was poorly explained, but when you push this button, the button stays on for a second. I'm just going to break the cart. How many do I have in there? I love the pick block button. Anyway, if I were to push it and then walk through this tripwire or get in the cart and break the tripwire line, that would be a dispenser which is still powered, getting a redstone update next to it. And if you know anything about dispensers, there's a bug / feature that if it's powered and then there's a redstone update, it will dispense again. So now you see how I have 2 carts here? That is not really what we want. So to fix that, I added the powered rail back there, and it makes it a lot more automatic. So that way you just, anyone who shows up, they just get to the cart and they get in and they go away. Now the reason I designed this station like this, with the 2 lines, one going out, one coming in, is because I play on SMP. And on SMP, it doesn't make sense to have one rail that goes in both directions. So many times we have one-way tracks, and someone's coming the other way, and then you hop out of your cart, but your cart keeps going, and then you're stuck in the middle of a track, and you run for 10 minutes. And it's a pain in the neck. So this is the design I came up with. I also have a little hole over here so you can just manually refill carts if you need to without ever having to go in the back. And I also added in this chest so that it can hold a whole bunch. And we are probably pretty full. Yeah, this system is very full because I've been doing a lot of testing. So that is the station design, and obviously you can make it a heck of a lot prettier than this. And I think what I want to do is add a selector panel. I'll probably use Ethos Design because the one that I've been trying to come up with for about 2 weeks has still not worked. I'm not really that good with redstone, but I know what to do with it once I get the parts. I just don't always know how to make the parts. So you can have one line that goes to multiple different stations, and then you don't have to build as many of these stations because they are rather large. It's not huge. It's definitely smaller than the old stations we used to make all the time, with the the Pez dispensers and then the booster rails. And that was actually my first video. If you go back, I think that's still on there. It was all about carts, and that was how I actually started with redstone and everything. And it's fun to be in it. But anyway, thanks for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed this. I will make sure the world is available for download, and I will see you next time. Later.